welcome to the Family-Based Podcast. My name is Jake.
I'm Galore. P.
Galore. Good.
And I'm Liu Kang.
Okay.
Alright, thanks, Dustin Men. If you are listening, please subscribe to the podcast and rate the podcast. Wherever you're listening, rate us. It helps other people find it, follow it, all that stuff. Subscribe so you can get that notification when it comes out every Wednesday, or if we have a bonus episode, you don't want to miss that. If you're watching the bottom right hand corner, you'll see there's our social media handles. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok. We have stuff on there every week. And if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, hit the like button, comment, all that stuff. So this is episode 59 of the podcast, and I am actually going to introduce our family member of the week. So every week we introduce someone into the family, and this week I'm actually going to introduce my dad, James Gonzalez.
Jimbo.
My dad, Dale's dad. He listens, gives feedback, and just want to give him a shout out for not only listening and following, but also just making us laugh throughout the week, and also occasionally lying to me about Jewish holidays. He'll know what I'm talking about.
Still get it.
That sounds so good. Not Kanye, but still. Alright, so on this episode, again, episode 59, we are going to talk about Damar Hamlin in his update. We're going to talk about the NFL, and then we have some baseball stories. And if we have time, we'll talk about some other stuff, and yeah, we'll see where it goes. So, before we start, how you guys doing? What you guys been up to since the last episode?
How you doing? How you been? Hey.
Yeah.
Chilling. Good. Just working. Nothing crazy. I saw Dave and the family this past weekend, finally. Got to drop off Christmas gifts a couple weeks late.
A little bit.
That was nice. Got to see, obviously, Nora and Dave, so that was a lot of fun. And then, yeah, we just kind of hung out. My time is winding down.
Nice.
You know, I got probably a couple episodes left until I take a little break.
A hiatus.
A hiatus. What about a low hiatus? Has anyone ever taken one of them? I'm going to be the first. I'll take a low hiatus.
I would never want to take a low hiatus.
No. I'm not taking a high one.
But you would die if you take a low hiatus. Physically. Death.
What?
I don't know.
All right. I don't know.
But yeah, so we're good. We're hanging out. We're chilling. I'm trying to think if I saw anything or I watched anything new. There is a journalist. His name is Graham Hancock. He has a documentary series out on Netflix that's about ancient civilizations in South America, different stuff like that we've incorrectly dated, different things, and our perception of time and stuff like that has kind of changed. It's an interesting documentary. You guys should check it out. I also he has a bunch of books out and stuff like that, and I've so we own some of those. But if you guys are looking for something trippy, something kind of cool on Netflix to watch, it's called like Ancient something about a civilization. I don't know. I'll look it up and I'll let you guys know. But
Yeah. Be good. How you doing, Dale? What's been going on?
Been good.
Dick.
I read my first book from cover to cover in years because Ben gave me one.
Hey.
What book?
It was a Jack Reacher novel.
Nice.
Was it Past Tense? I think was the
Past Tense. Yeah.
The name, the title of it. But it was fun. It was fun to get back to like reading for enjoyment again instead of like for school or something. So it was nice. Kendra and I Watched a little bit of the national championship tonight, and I worked a bunch this weekend. So, yeah, man, that's all I really got right now. Oh, yeah, we're heading down to Alabama this upcoming weekend, so that'd be nice to see see your family and stuff.
Cool. Yeah, good.
What about you, Jake?
Over the last 2 weeks, I've been able to watch so much stuff that no one else in this house wants to watch. Like all 3 John Wick movies.
Nice.
Yeah, which I have thoughts about. But either way, it's stupid fun. And I watched so much stuff that it's all kind of like I'm forgetting what it was, but I saw the Charlie Cox Show Treason. I saw Jack Ryan season 3. I saw The Recruit, starring Noah Centineo. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, but The Recruit on Netflix. That was good. That was fun. I've watched a lot of stuff that women and the kids aren't going to be watching. So,
Gotcha.
And last night I watched the most recent Bond movie, No Time to Die.
How'd you like it?
And I thought it was good. I thought it was better than some of the other ones. But I mean, Skyfall will always be to me the best one they made. But it was good. It was fun. Good ending. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Nice.
That's it.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. So I told you guys as we were coming into the episode, I was going to give you guys an update on Damar Hamlin. We talked about him last week. He was the Buffalo Bills defenseman who had a cardiac arrest on the field. And again, as it was happening, Ben was giving us updates about what was happening when we were recording. So now it's a week later, and Damar Hamlin has been released from the hospital in Cincinnati. It says he will continue his recovery in Buffalo. I'm not sure what that means, if that's a hospital, if that's a like outpatient therapy, I'm not sure.
Right.
But if you guys were at all curious, I want your opinion on this, because this is his timeline from last week. Again, I want your opinion on the timeline of being released in 1 week. So it says he was awake on Wednesday night. That was the first time he was awake. So so Wednesday he was awake and able to grab people's hands. But in 2 days' time, so Friday of last week, he was able to breathe on his own, and he even FaceTimed his Bills teammates, and also other celebrities and whatnot. But anyway, so he was smiling and whatnot. I'm not sure exactly what he said. I don't think anyone knows besides literally what they said was that he told the team, "Love you, boys." That's all we got. But then Saturday, they described his neurological function as excellent. And then he tweeted even that day, and that he was watching the game Sunday. And then Monday, he was released from the hospital. Dels, in your opinion, is that that timetable seems fast?
It's pretty quick. I mean, it's not impossible. He's young. He's healthy, athletic for the most part. I'd be curious as to what caused his arrest. Really, that's they call it the etiology of his cardiac arrest would be important to know. But if his doctors deem him to be okay and good to go, should get out the hospital. I'm sure he's going to have to rehab and stuff. I'm sure they'll do repeat follow-up imagery and stuff to make sure he's doing all right. But
Well, I'd hope.
Can't imagine it was some type of coronary artery disease or something that caused it. I mean, otherwise he would have had surgery. So it just really depends on the cause. Could just be trauma.
Yeah. Ben, did you hear what the cause was?
I don't think it's been announced yet.
I think
So I'm not entirely sure. I haven't seen.
I think the best guess that people gave was a specific event that happens literally like it was like perfect, also terrible timing. Like some part of his heartbeat in the rhythm. It was like he literally got contact to his chest, his heart, at the exact wrong timing, which apparently is a thing. I never heard of it. But that's the best I've heard. It's also the most I've heard. So it kind of makes me be like, what was it? If they're not,
Just curious.
I mean, eventually, I think, there's a chance that we could find out. But it's also, I don't know.
Also not.
Now that the fact that he's alive and seems to be on the mend, I don't know how important it is. Unless it's something that is preventable. Like for future, that's something you have to worry about as a league or as an organization, whatever. I would say if it was like a freak accident, like kind of like you're describing, that's kind of his personal shit, whatever.
Not much you could do about that.
Right.
Happen. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm looking from the side as, not even really a fan of football, but just kind of following some of it. I sincerely hope that it was not premature for him to leave. I hope that he's truly getting not just recovery time, but actual like consistent care from doctors and therapists and whatnot. And his family is getting what they need. So yeah, that was the update from Damar Hamlin. We'll keep you guys updated on anything that's happening because it was crazy. It's one of those NFL stories that's, breaks through kind of sports. Right. So Ben, I know you wanted to talk about something in the NFL in our text chain. What did you want to talk about in football?
Yeah, well, the regular season was over as of yesterday. And with that, Chicago Bears secured their first number 1 overall pick since 1940 something. Since World War fucking II. Almost 80 years, right?
It will be forever.
Jeez.
So, and it's an interesting time to be a Bears fan, right? We have $100 million plus in cap space that we can sign a ton of free agents to. And we have our first round pick. First overall pick, which we can obviously trade, which I think they're going to end up. So here's the options, right? You can either draft Will Anderson or Jalen Carter, one of the two stud defensive linemen. You draft one of those two young men with the number 1 overall pick, or you trade back and you try to get a couple first round picks by a team who needs a quarterback who would be willing to trade up for that first. Like the Colts Colts have the 4th pick. Colts really need a quarterback. They could move up to the number 1. You know what I mean? And the Bears could get like the 4th overall pick plus another pick later. You know what I mean? Like they could move some of these pieces. It's really exciting to see what the new general manager and Ryan Pace or not Ryan Pace, but Ryan Poles and everybody's going to do. And it's the first time it's like, the Bears were terrible this season and it was hard to watch, but they were doing exactly what I wanted, which was play well enough to keep the games. Yeah, exactly. Play well enough to keep the games entertaining and then ultimately lose in order to get the better draft pick. And here's the best part of yesterday. Okay. Lovie Smith, coach of the Houston Texans, finds out his meeting earlier in the week, finds out he's going to get fired, right? Houston Texans are the only team with a worse record than the Bears. Okay. Now, Lovie Smith, obviously, the only reason we know him is because he coached the Bears to the Super Bowl in 2006 and was a very successful coach with us for a long time. So he's the coach of the Texans, and they run a Hail Mary with 50 seconds left. score a touchdown, right? To pull
Yeah.
them within 1 point. So at this point, they can kick the point after, go into overtime, potentially win or potentially lose a meaningless game that does nothing except secure the number 1 pick for them. Because the only way the Bears get it is if the Texans win, because the Texans beat the Bears earlier in the year. So, the Bears might have, I think the Bears beat the Texans. But either way, with the record, Hail Mary goes right through the guy in the Colts' hands. He's standing there at the goal line, boom, right through his hands, right into the Texans' belly.
Wow.
Touchdown. So now they're down 1 point. Go after the point after, go for 2. They go for 2 and they get it. And with that, secure a win, beat the Colts, give themselves the number 2 pick, slotting the Bears into the number 1 pick overall. And then Lovie was officially fired like 2 hours later. But and I like to think, I called it immediately. I was watching Red Zone, and I called Dave immediately after the Texans finished. And I said, Lovie just did that on purpose. He went for 2, knowing that he was going to get it, knowing that the Bears would have gotten the number 1 pick overall. Lovie needs to be inducted into the Bears Hall of Fame tomorrow. Like, immediately put him in the Hall of Fame. And he was a really successful coach, and he probably deserves it anyways. But, yeah, I just thought that was a really serendipitous moment of, like, Lovie coming through, somehow finishing off with such a weird, bizarre, insane Bear season of, like, Fields rushing for the second most yards for a quarterback ever.
Yeah.
But being able to throw the ball like you or I would in an NFL game, where it's just like, I don't know where the hell it's going. I'm just going to throw it somewhere. So, I mean, there was a lot that was going on this season, but, you know, I think it's all pointed in the right direction. And for the first, like, it's exciting to be a Bears fan for real.
Yeah, but they're going to be playing it not in the city anymore. So,
did you see the new stadium? Did you see what the city proposed today?
No.
You didn't see it? Oh my gosh! I'm going to send it to you guys. It's incredible.
Put it on the screen.
So it's a 2-minute video. Yeah. So it's the city of Chicago. I'm not putting it anything. I don't know how to do that.
Where is it in Chicago?
No, I'm just going to text it to you guys. So it's the renovating Soldier Field. It's the city's proposal instead of letting them go to Arlington.
Very good.
So it's renovating the stadium. It's like a $2 billion project, and it's absolutely gorgeous.
God, I fucking hate
Yeah, you have to spend money. Stop. You can't. That's ludicrous.
They just renovated it.
Yeah,
20
but
years
they
ago,
also,
dude.
they made it look horrible.
And it's just not playable anymore.
It's not.
This is not playable anymore,
It is not.
dude.
I do not have a problem with renovating stadiums at all. The problem I have, and this is for all professional sports, is that the taxpayers'
sports.
The taxpayers' dollars is what pays for those stadiums oftentimes, and that's what bothers me. It should be
sometimes
at the ticket of the team. The owner should be paying that, not us, or I should say you two. Like, I don't have to worry about the Bears renovating shit because I don't live in Cook. So
yeah, but I'm not paying taxes.
All right, sorry, Benny. You're the only one.
Wait. Well, okay.
That's my problem. I don't mind.
I won't be living here by the time they broke ground. I would have moved out of Chicago by that point anyways. But I'm just saying, I'm going to send it to you guys right now because it looks incredible. It would do a great service in bringing in free agents. And like I've been complaining about, keeping a fair weather neutral site that you could bring in the Super Bowl, you could bring in all these other stuff. That, guess what, pal? Bring in revenue to the fucking city of Chicago. So you spend that money. Look how much money a city makes before and after a Super Bowl comes in. It's incredible. Yeah. Billions of dollars in revenue.
All right. I will give you that if
$2 billion at a one-time purchase for the stadium. No, I don't mean. I meant like if you have an indoor stadium, the Super Bowl, not the Bears. Super Bowl itself can move to the stadium and you can play. You're going to tell me the NFL wouldn't want to go to a city like Chicago where have an indoor stadium where you can build or have a Super Bowl in a city like that, a major metropolitan city? I mean, I think they would definitely do that. But anyways, I sent you guys the video. Watch it at your own leisure. It's 2 minutes long. It looks nice.
Yeah.
So while you're doing that, or before you do that, if you're not doing that, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
What?
I like it though. I really do. I'm a fan. I think it looks cool on the inside and what they're proposing. They kept the column.
Wait, was this a proposal from the city?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that they don't move to Arlington, Jake.
See, all right. I feel like this is a different discussion, but the idea that a city has to sell itself on this city sports team staying in there by saying, we'll give you even more money from our citizens. Mm-hmm. It feels weird. It feels like it's like New York selling the Yankees to stay in New York. Anyway, I won't go into it.
It's not like the people in Arlington Heights aren't going to have to pay the same taxes that you guys are talking about.
The stadium, it does look really
You know what
nice.
I mean? Like the people in Arlington Heights are still going to have to foot the bill for this fucking thing. The Bears aren't going to all of a sudden say, "Oh, we're moving out of Chicago, so let's move to Arlington Heights and we'll cover the bill for that." Like that's not going to happen. The people in Arlington Heights who are still Illinois residents, whether we are, living in the county that it's taking place or not, is,
Yeah.
I don't know. I get it. And look, it is a bigger, larger, like, sports adjacent conversation of like economics and all of that. But like, so I know for a fact as a wrestling fan, WrestleMania pops into a city because it happens in like March or April when the weather isn't great. Like let's say, because the UC isn't big enough for WrestleMania. Let's say they wanted to fit 60, 70,000 people. They could go to the newly renovated Soldier Field. I mean, or Arlington Heights, for that matter, if they put a dome on it, right? Whatever the case may be. But they bring in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars over a weekend that WrestleMania is. So that's like an immediate boost to the economy of the city. Yeah, like you look at the big price tag, like the $2.2 billion that it would cost to build that stadium. And it does look cool. Dallas is vouching for it now. It looks neat.
Yeah, it looks cool. It looks really pretty.
It's a big price tag, but if you're breaking it down into like reasonable chunks, like obviously Illinois has fucked. We have so many other issues and so many other things that need to get addressed. I understand that, but we are talking about this in regards to whether we want the Bears to stay in Chicago. Now, I personally, before this, was all about the Bears moving to Arlington Heights, playing in an indoor stadium if that's what Arlington Heights was going to provide, and all of that stuff. So now that the Chicago Bears, or the Chicago, is offering an indoor stadium and all of this stuff, I'm fine with them staying in Chicago. Dallas, your biggest issue was the fact that the Bears were going to leave the city. And now that they have a stadium and they have a proposal and they have, like a design and what they want to do, they're at least making the effort. Now, do the Bears accept, or do the Bears take the money and just go to Arlington Heights anyways? Who knows? We'll find out eventually. But I just like the fact that the Bears, the city of Chicago, is putting forth an effort to keep the Bears in the city by addressing a lot of the issues people like me and other fans had with the state of like the stadium, it being negative 10 degrees on Christmas Day against Buffalo. I mean, that's absolutely miserable. But you could have had an absolute sellout if it was indoors, 75 degrees. You know what I mean? Completely covered, and you get to let these athletes run around and not worry about playing in subthermal weather. I don't know. It's like I said, it's a bigger topic that obviously I could talk about for a while.
It's part of the game, Benny. Tell them to suck it up.
I'm just excited that that the city of Chicago is putting forth an effort. And, hopefully something good comes of it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Maybe
not. But possibly.
Maybe not. Maybe go fuck yourself.
It could be. Yeah. Maybe go fuck yourself.
Have you seen that movie, Jake?
Which one?
The Departed.
Yeah.
You a fan?
Yeah, I think it's a good movie. I mean, I'm like,
Dallas doesn't like that movie.
Go out and watch it.
Dallas doesn't like that movie.
What is that?
They're muscle hooks.
Muscle hooks.
So you stick them here, and they like pull down into like the tight muscles that you have. I get really bad tight tension in my shoulders and in my neck here. So it's like a really good way of exactly, of like loosening up the muscle.
It's only $15 on it.
This is our advertisement for the episode.
Yep.
For Christmas, Ellie got me a gun.
Ooh, a gun.
Those are nice.
Let me turn on. Shots. Shots.
It's not the only thing I've used that for.
Look at that.
Do you guys remember when
Look at that.
Car protection was just this?
When what?
Car protection.
Oh, right.
Before they had automatic locks. It was just like, let me stick a giant fucking thing in my steering wheel so criminals can't break.
Dude, you know those they got those door stoppers for like breaking in and shit of your house?
Sure, like those sticks.
I'm a firm believer in those.
Yeah.
Though. I think that's awesome. It gives you enough time to wake up at least,
Oh.
Yeah, unless they're deciding to go through the glass.
If you have glass,
then you're dealing with a whole different criminal because that person's not in the right state of mind anyways. They're trying to go through glass.
That's what you call that.
Yeah. Jake, I love going massage gun on the sinuses when I have a head cold or a flu.
What?
You just pop it right here, dude. It just drains all the fucking snot out of
Jake's
my head.
going for it now.
He
doesn't want to wait.
Jake's gonna know with a black eye and it's gonna look like he went 12 rounds with Tyson.
Yeah.
50 Tyson.
This does not do anything.
Excuse me.
Oh, I also have a different head. I have a different piece on mine.
Jay, you gotta.
You're a liar.
You should go straight on the eyeballs.
Real
Jake.
hard.
That's the best way to do it.
Real good. Me.
All right. I think you guys were trying to kill me.
Well, while Jake's recovering, Dal, let me ask you this.
Oh, man.
Would you rather have everyone be able to read your thoughts or have your internet history accessible to the world?
They could look at my internet history. That's cool. I'm fine with that.
What about all time?
Sure.
You've looked up some weird shit.
They can have at it all. Go for it. Yeah, dude.
They're going to find your LimeWire. Britney Spears nipples. Old search history.
LimeWire. That's probably what destroyed the TV or the computer.
Computer, yeah. No, it was like back in the day, man. You'd have to just shut your whole computer off. I didn't know, if something popped up, because pop-ups were such a disaster.
Awesome.
It was like a literal mine, a clicking mine.
Dude, speaking of
you didn't know
Spears,
what was gonna pop off.
She's just cringeworthy nowadays. Like she was on top of the world, and now she's just like, ooh, girl.
She's had a rough go at it.
Yeah, so a lot of people. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
no, there's no but.
I feel there is. No, there is. No. There's quite a few,
she was put in a conservative.
You guys are free Britneyers, aren't you? That's cool. That's so cool, guys.
Why wouldn't I want? Oh, you want her to be her whole life ran by her dad?
I didn't say that, did I?
She's older.
You just putting words in my mouth.
You're pro conservatorship.
No, I think she needed guardianship. Obviously, apparently.
No, she did
she
not.
Needs Jesus.
No, she did not.
We can get into that, but we also aren't a Britney Spears podcast, so I don't want to spend time on that.
Spin off.
If
on a family Britney pod.
It's a Britney podcast.
If you guys want it, oh my gosh, that will never leave the office in my head.
It's
if we want to have a special episode, and if you guys want to talk about free Britney or anti-free Britney, jail Britney, whatever,
Why are we
You
locking
got-
Brittany up? She didn't do anything.
Lock her up.
Yeah,
There you go,
that's
Brittany.
Dallas. That's Dallas.
Brittany's emails. Get Brittany's emails.
email.
Where
Oh my
is she
gosh.
in Benghazi? Where was Brittany during Benghazi?
She was behind Benghazi.
Dude, it's like that one Southern guy that was talking to Jordan Klepper. He was like mad that Obama didn't do anything during 9/11. He was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck did you want him to do? He was like a lawyer still. He wasn't even like a congressman at that point. He was just like, what the hell, man?
Thank you.
Brutal. Anyways, Jake,
Yeah.
go ahead. Sorry, I know we're all over the place today.
Yeah. Well, again, if you guys want to have a free Britney podcast, you guys can record that episode and I'll put it together and all that. But if you guys want to spend your time doing that, feel free. So, quick baseball news. The one news story I did want to mention is something that Ben texted us in the what is it that? Yeah, what the? I lost that for a second. All right, was the news story that came out saying that White Sox, Chicago White Sox, us being born around Chicago, Chicago White Sox closer Liam Hendricks was diagnosed with Non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and what happened was on Instagram he posted a quote directly from him announcing his diagnosis and what's planned moving forward. And I want to read some of that to you. So he says he wants to share it on his own terms. And then he said, hearing the word cancer came as a shock to my wife and I, as the deaths of millions of families each year. However, I am resolved to embrace the fight and overcome the new challenge with the same determination I have with other obstacles in my life. And he goes on and ends his thought by saying, I know with the support of my wife, my family, my teammates, and the Chicago White Sox organization, along with the treatment and care from my doctors, I will get through this. All right. So again, we just had a story about Damar Hamlin and his event on Monday Night Football last week. And now we're mentioning Liam Hendricks having cancer. So I know before the episode we kind of joked about who has Hodgkin's lymphoma. Because he is non-Hodgkin.
So
Dallas, you're the one in medicine. Do you have any idea?
Since I am an oncology doctor, an oncology doctor, I got you.
Yeah, do it. Come on.
No, but I did.
Has anyone ever
I
been
did a
off
quick
oncology?
Google search, and I'm no real sources other than Google.com. There's apparently non-Hodgkin's or Hodgkin's is a more predictable and more positive prognosis and pattern. So non-Hodgkin's, there are several different types. I did know that, but it does depend on the type that he has of non-Hodgkin's, and it is regardless though a lymphatic cancer. So like so when your lymph nodes down here, like whenever you're feeling like a little sick, the things that puff up in your neck, those are like your that's where you'll find a lot of the cleaning that happens throughout your system and stuff. Oh god, and like you're draining. So like just think of like your sewer system getting fucked up. Not your butt.
Oh,
but
so like poop coming out.
No,
of your neck.
Well, you have lymph nodes everywhere.
Of here, you get poop out of here, out of your neck.
It's nasty poop.
Look, I mean, before we joke around and get weirder and weirder,
yes,
I could have. No, it's terrible, and obviously you don't want anyone to be sick, and I'll tell you this story on Sunday morning. It is about cancer. I'm scrolling TikTok, and I stumble upon a video of this little girl speaking to her dad, and the little girl's like stretching in the front room, and they have like gymnastics on the TV, right? And the dad goes, "Oh, are you doing gymnastics?" And the little girl is like, "Oh no, I'm just stretching," you know. And then there's a moment where they both kind of stop, and the dad goes, "Oh, silly appa," which is Korean for dad. He goes, "Oh, silly dad," and then the little girl stops for a second, and then she goes, "When I get better, do you think I'll be able to do gymnastics again?" And I guess she has lymphoma. She has non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And as a little kid, and I'm getting emotional now, but it's like it was devastating. I had ugly tears rolling down my face as a father who's I have a daughter coming in a couple weeks. It's very real. It was heartbreaking. So like as an adult, when an adult gets cancer, it's like different. Like they've had a chance to live, and not that
Right.
Liam Hendricks, deserves anything terrible. It's such a devastating illness for so many people, children, adults, all of it, that I just wish. I mean, he's thankfully super lucky that he's got a great medical staff with the White Sox, a great medical staff, I'm sure, with having access and money to great medical treatments and all kinds of stuff. So you just hope that he turns it around and he ends up being healthy again, and that he can pitch soon, because ideally that would be such an awesome story for him and for his family if he was able to actually come back and play again. But obviously the most important part is just for him to be healthy, and be able to take care of him and his family for the future, and that's all we kind of hope for, is that he gets better,
Yeah. I think we focus quite a bit on the athletes who do return to sports, like Anthony Rizzo, John Lester, Trey Mancini, all baseball players. But then even in this conversation about Damar Hamlin, the end hope is that, of course, they get back to their lives, but sometimes they don't. And I'm really hoping and going to be praying for Liam Hendricks, honestly, that he, first and foremost, did you just fart?
That was just shit.
No.
I'm sharing something, and you're like, you're vomiting out your butt.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. It smells like what's it? Ketchup and onion.
You know what? I'm marking this down, and I'm gonna put that on TikTok. So anyone who wants to, I'm talking about something, and Dallas is just crapped his pants right here on camera.
Right.
Didn't mute.
I thought it was gonna be.
Look at that picture I just sent you. That was the picture of me crying watching that the video of the little girl.
You took a picture of you crying?
I did. Because my wife was at work and she was driving home, and I was like, "Come home, I'm sad," and I sent her that picture.
Oh my gosh!
Devastated, boys. Devastated. There's another video on the internet that makes me cry every time. It's just another little girl, and she's got like arm crutches, so the ones that like connect to her arms, and she kind of uses them as like legs. And she's walking.
They're called arm canes.
Arm canes, perfect. Yeah. And she's walking down the hallway, and there's like a dog in the hallway with her.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Look, Maggie, I can walk." And it just, it kills me. Like my heart just explodes every time. I'm like, why are there grown adults who are such shitheads walking around perfectly fine and healthy, and yet little kids get sick like that? And it's like, what did they ever do to deserve any of it? It's just so devastating, so heartbreaking. I'm getting into my feels as a dad to be, but it's the truth.
Yeah. Well, you guys know. I won't go into detail too much publicly about it just yet, but you guys know with my daughter, what's going on, and it's any sort of medical condition to anyone, adult, child, whoever. Of course, it's going to hit different when it's kids or, whoever the demographic might be for the individual that's touched by it. But with someone like Liam Hendricks, you think you're at your physical peak, you're at your like all-star, all MLB like player, is the richest, has the biggest contract of any closer in history, I believe, and lives. Anyway, he has a lot of privileges, but even still, he's going through a hard time, and so is his wife. And I'm not sure if he has kids or not, but either way, it's going to be a tough time for them. So if you're watching the podcast, I will ask you to keep him and his family in your thoughts or prayers.
T's and P's.
Yeah, which is not the letters I would have chosen, but yes.
Thoughts and prayers. What do you mean?
It's half of my name. T's and P's.
All right. Yeah.
You don't have a T or a P in your name.
Do.
What are you talking
He's
about?
talked about the name down
My
there.
stage name.
Come
on, guys.
There's still not even a T in that.
P.
What the hell are you talking about?
He's just talking. It's okay. You're allowed
He's
to.
working that.
Don't
Jake, you
fart
should see what he
again.
does with that thing off camera. It
I
goes the other way.
And not the short end.
Okay.
Sideways,
so-
like the Rock
so-
always did it.
So
It was always. I love how. Real quick, I'm sorry, Jake. I'm going to cut you.
no.
The Rock would always turn it sideways and then stick it up your ass. He's like, I'm not going to make it comfortable for you at all. But he would lube it up. He's like, I'm going to shine it up real nice. So that was
That is
nice.
nice.
Oh,
Generous.
what
But
a-
I will turn it sideways to then rip open your whole insides, whatever it is.
such a good
Gentleman.
austerity taker.
Gentleman.
That's a good heel. That's a good heel right there.
Yes. Would you consider the Rock
All right,
a heel back in the day?
He
At
did.
times, for sure. Yeah.
No, even he did. He's
Yeah.
been on record saying that was his whole role. I mean, the machismo that he had with his, even the freaking eyebrow and his puffing his chest out, and and all of his moves. Yeah, he said he was the heel.
So let me tell you, I'm going to tell you one more story, Jake. I promise. This will be quick. So Mark Henry was telling a story with D'Lo Brown. They were both, they were in the Nation with The Rock when The Rock was first started.
Right.
And they were talking about how he came up with the people's elbow as like a finish, right? So he would, he would stand there, he would do the thing, and then he would go to one side, and then he was just supposed to come back and immediately drop it, but he didn't feel comfortable, I guess, like falling to his left. So he would have to like do it and then jump over the guy and then come back around and then do it with his right.
Nice.
Isn't that weird? Like that, it's just funny how he
It's
was
an
like,
turn.
like it was like Zoolander. Like I can't turn, like Zoolander can't turn left.
Well,
He's an
I
omni-turn.
mean, he is right-handed, so I mean, do it the way you're comfortable. But either
It looks so much better.
That's
with
fun.
one- like with the jump over, like the leap. If it was,
It does look so much
yeah,
better, right?
because it also gives the bad guys or like the opposer a chance to break up the finisher.
That's true. The first time I realized the graphics in video games changing was, I think, No Mercy, where it took off
That
the
was
elbow
so
pad
slick.
and it stayed off.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
cool.
That blew my mind.
No, you're 1,000% right, because to that point, like there was never really any interaction
No.
with like that kind of removing stuff or,
Right.
or you know what I mean? Yeah, to your point. Yeah, good
Yeah,
point. Good
it was great. All right, so one last story that I know Ben will have
I'm excited.
an opinion on. Is this the headline? All right, so I'll share that and then I'll read snippets. All right. Man charged with burglarizing Brewers clubhouse after game.
Ben.
You will like it. It's Milwaukee.
Hey man,
Was
I
he-
wasn't there.
Was it you?
Don't-
No?
Don't rat me on.
All right, so the story is, I'll summarize pretty quick, is that apparently there was a 25-year-old named, I won't share his name, I don't want to just not pronounce it right, so I won't say it.
Yeah. Be really fair to the criminal.
I mean,
Alleged.
he is
The guy
not legend. He is on camera. He texted his friends. I mean, he is.
He's on the
guilty.
scoreboard.
He's guilty. All right, I'll try to say his name. I think it's Justin Blodorn.
Sorry, Justin.
Oh, that's not great.
That's not.
No, it's not great. It's not a great name. All right, so he went to the doubleheader for the Brewers against the Giants in Milwaukee, and he apparently said he had at least 10 beers, fell asleep in the outside the stadium, and then what he said was Blodorn stated that he walked up to the door of the stadium and began pulling on it until it opened.
That's really strong.
That's
That's so strong.
he was hungover. He was hungover. No, he was asleep.
Oh, so he woke up. He was sober when he did this.
No, he was hungover like crazy. Apparently, apparently he entered the clubhouse and he started taking items. So I'll quickly go through some of the stuff because it feels like too much stuff. It feels like it's too much. So he took a game-worn hat, a 1982 autographed baseball bat, a replica World Series ring, keys to the Arizona spring training facility.
Oh, yeah.
He took a laptop, 2 iPads, 2 pair of headphones, a passport, and a credit card.
Whose passport? I want it to be like a 6'5" Dominican dude named like Carlos or some shit, and he's like a 4'5" skinny white guy.
But apparently he also went in and stole a jersey and a shaving kit from the head coach Craig Counsell's office.
He was still.
And then stole 2 game issued jerseys from the clubhouse. Apparently, he took an Uber home. He was apparently texting his roommate saying, "What do you want?" So definitely
I'm at the
guilty.
team store. It's amazing.
All right,
It's so lifelike. It's like a stadium.
This is what got me. So he was charged in December. He could face up to 12 years and 6 months in prison.
Yikes!
I mean,
That's a little excessive.
It's a very real amount of time. You know what I mean? 12 years for stealing a bunch of Brewer shit. You couldn't get me to take that stuff. You wouldn't, like, if I was the Uber driver and they're like, "Hey, I'm at Miller Park or American Family, whatever. I'm at Miller Park. I need a ride," you know? And it's like, "Yeah, all right." And then he's like, "Make sure you bring a lot of trunk space. I'm going to have some game-used bats and jerseys and shit." Nobody's asking questions. How this guy's just walking out with like...
Apparently, he carried out in a team duffel bag.
Amazing. Why didn't he just try to take the mascot's whole uniform? He'd go to the center field and start unscrewing that slide and taking that home in pieces as well. I mean, what are we doing? Where is security?
Right.
Because you said it was in the middle of a doubleheader, so that means there was other people.
No, it was after the. It was
after the doubleheader. Oh,
yes.
Okay, still.
No.
How is there not still enough people around the stadium to?
I mean, apparently to Ben, it's Milwaukee and it's trash.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously everyone's breaking into everything in that fucking town, so that doesn't surprise me at all. But it's like
maybe it was the same guy.
Maybe, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Return criminal, you know, an absolute shit show though. Milwaukee, you know, you should be embarrassed.
They should be
embarrassed. You know, that would never happen at Wrigley. I'm telling you that. I'm sorry that would never happen at Wrigley.
Ben, you said you wouldn't buy anything that was that he stole.
Dude, so, like, how was he so specific in knowing it was like a 1982 game ball?
Well, I'm
How
sure
do you
he
know that?
didn't. Well, either it literally said that on the baseball or on the bat and stuff. Apparently he went to very specific places.
Well, that's what I'm
And
saying.
by
So
the
he
way,
just had
they're
like
all
free
unlocked.
reign. That's like the whole. It seems like an inside job because how does he have free reign? This is like an Ocean's 14, but it's like at Miller Park, and it's like stealing $800 worth of team memorabilia. Oh, crazy! It's like the budget really went down for the fourth movie. But it's like, what the hell are we doing? Why? Who cares?
Yeah.
And like, how? But my thing is like, how is he just freely walking around grabbing that shit? I mean, that guy stones on him for thinking he could get away with it,
Yeah.
and then being dumb enough to leave a text trail of like, hey, what you want? I'm grabbing stuff.
Yeah. That was the part that made me laugh out loud. I was like, bro, I mean, don't text while you're committing the crime about committing the crime.
It's like you're on the phone, like, hey, I'm robbing 7-Eleven. What do you guys want?
Slushies?
Deal.
Give me a slushie,
Yes.
bitch. Yeah, like that's ludicrous. What are we talking about?
I think I found a picture of him, but either way.
He deserves. Look, I mean, realistically, we agree that 12 years seems
That's
like
a
a
lot.
lot. 12 and a half years.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends. I know first time offense and all of that kind of shit. But for trying to steal Brewer stuff, you should get 12 years anyway. Give him the full force, full arm of the law.
So,
Hammer.
well, I wouldn't say, I'm not going to say steal in the question, but if you were to enter the Cubs clubhouse and, let's say, auction and win something, what's the one thing you would want from a clubhouse?
Probably the ball
Jerseys.
that Bryant threw to Rizzo. Oh.
Well,
I was talking about the World Series.
That's in the Hall of Fame, bro.
Yeah, dude, I'm going. Do you think I'm just going to break in the Wrigley? I'm breaking into the Hall of Fame.
Bro.
I'm grand larcening the bust of Babe Ruth. I'm taking his Hall of Fame plaque off the wall. It's going to be missing. It's going to be on my wall right here next week.
Well, I do like how my question was about the clubhouse, but you kind of just said, the heck with it. I'm going to be going to Cooperstown.
No, but in the clubhouse, though, it's probably game used jerseys. I don't know who on the team right now is like
Not going to
cool
make you
enough
any money. Yeah,
that I'd want, maybe like the first edition of a Dansby jersey. You know what I mean? Like the one they gave him at the press conference. Maybe that one. And that's probably the only one. Or Seiya's rookie jersey. That's about it.
I don't know what it would be because I don't know his office, but David Ross's office. I'll just look in there because he's been. Well, no, what I'm saying is I'll find something in there because he's been through a lot in baseball and he's had World Series championships and he's been around great players. I'd be curious to see what he has in his office. Again, not steal, but just auction. Just hold.
Just touch it,
whatever.
That would go to Sammy Sosa's bat collection.
Sammy Sosa steroids.
I would take Sammy Sosa steroids.
Dude, but you can't turn any whiter. Like, you know how he took steroids and turned as white as you are now? What happens if you take steroids?
I don't think that was steroids, bro.
No, he started doing that skin bleaching stuff. I feel bad for him, man. I mean, I don't know if we ever really talked about it in depth, but would you bring him back to the team? Do you want him?
I would.
Both of you?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is especially interesting for you, giving a stance on steroids.
I don't think so. It's not even just steroids though. Like he struck out like an insane amount of times. Like what are you going to give him? A hitting coach job?
Oh no! I'm talking about you build a statue for him in the stadium. You let him start being.
I thought you meant bring him onto the team.
The Cubs.
I was like,
no, the Cubs don't even talk to him. Like they don't even let him be a part of shit. It's like a really strange relationship.
It's weird and stupid.
Yeah, he should have a statue.
Especially since these owners had nothing to do with that era of the Cubs. So what the fuck are they?
He brought in a whole generation of Cubs fans.
he saved baseball. The 1998 season with Mark
It's huge.
McGwire saved baseball. Yeah, whatever. I think he should eventually get a statue. I hope that happens
Yeah,
for him.
that'd be cool.
Oftentimes, I mean, the Cubs have been great about it. They've always been pretty good about getting guys their statues, before anything happens. Yeah. So, and Sammy's still, thankfully, a pretty young man. He's got a lot
How
of
old
years
is
left, but I hope they can mend those fences, man. I hope they can get him back in there.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Watching him do like a hop out of the box and then round the bases and do the pop.
Yeah.
I still do that after every
a little
home run.
stutter step around every bag.
There you go, slamming Sammy.
Oh, man. Yeah. That would be a good because I know that Mark McGwire in St. Louis, they still have the Big Mac land in left field. They don't have a statue to him or anything, but they recognize him. And
do you guys like Big Macs?
Can't tell you the last time I had one.
No,
too much.
Are they good? Ben?
I don't know. I don't really eat them either.
No?
They're always messy though. Maybe that's just because you're going to McDonald's and they don't really give a shit. They're just throwing stuff together. But if you went to the McDonald's that my boy P. Gilmore worked at, those were always the top notch Big Macs, right?
I have no idea.
You worked at Big Mac. You
Are
worked
you
at
talking about
McDonald's,
me?
right? You want P.
Bro,
Gilmore?
I'm not P. Gilmore. It's Galore, bro.
That's not how you spell galore,
What, did it
bro.
autocorrect me?
It's
No, Galore is
G-A.
G.
Oh, I know. I spelled it the way I wanted it to be spelled.
Yeah, well, you're wrong.
I also tried that same excuse in third grade on a spelling test. It didn't work for me
It's my
then.
last
Not
name.
going to work for you now. No, that's not a last name. It's Gilmore. Just type Gilmore.
No, there's no M.
So for anyone listening or watching, you can't even see these names under our videos.
These are just for
Only
us
we
anyways.
see them. So we're arguing about things that people can't see or hear. So
I forgot.
have fun with that
I
one,
forgot we were on the
guys.
show for a second. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, we're just talking about someone's
We were
login.
talking about Big Macs for a second.
I mean,
Yeah, should talk about Big Macs. Big Macs are an American burger. I think that's supposed to be like the California burger,
No,
right?
that's
Which is
In-N-Out.
what Shake Shack's all about. Or In-N-Out, yeah. Well, okay, but the Big Mac is modeled after that. That's when it became a thing. That was McDonald's response to that kind of burger. Yeah, look it up.
Well, first of all,
You gonna give me the hook?
I mean, I'm sure it is.
I don't believe it.
Look, I don't get this fat not knowing Big Mac facts.
Go ahead.
Okay?
Bring them up.
My fat ass knows Big Mac facts.
Bring up these.
I'm sure that there is some connection, but there is nothing similar about those
In-N-Out
burgers.
was founded in 1990. Okay.
That's not true.
No, it was not.
Do you guys know?
I've had it one time and I didn't like it.
In-N-Out is really good.
Not
You
good.
cannot.
Not
No.
No,
Did not
I
like
can
it.
tell. Yeah, I did not like it.
You know what's
That's
better
wild.
than In-N-Out?
Oh my
A
gosh.
pizza puff.
Dude. Did Kendra seriously, did Kendra this is the most Chicago thing we'll talk about.
Yeah.
Pizza puffs are big in Chicago for whatever reason.
Just imagine fat, greasy
Pop
pizza
puff.
rolls.
Or, yeah, there you go.
It's a pizza.
Big
It's a pizza Pop Tart.
That's it.
Yeah, without icing.
Oh.
Thankfully. Could you imagine?
Why would you want a pizza with icing? Come on, guy.
But you have a Pop Tart with icing. That's what I meant.
Pop-Tarts with icing.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, I'm unashamed to say I love pizza puffs. I still don't care.
They're still good. I still
They're
do
good.
enjoy them.
They're good. Yeah.
I mean, I've had one in the last, 15, 20
But you
years,
don't need
but
them all the
I
time
love them.
to enjoy them.
But it was a really good one, wasn't it?
It's a really good
Oh, yeah.
one.
Oh, yeah. Man, I feel like there are so many Chicago things that have you guys seen the TikTok trend of 10 facts about the city or the state that would blow people's minds. I feel like if Chicago had one, it would be like 10 things that would gross you out about the city. And
I actually sent. Yeah,
the food would be some of that. I do think it's good, but some is really bad.
I sent Hesu a video on TikTok the other day of like Chicago foods. So like foods that we would all know and recognize as like Ariston staples or that kind of stuff. She didn't recognize any of it.
North side.
North, yeah, well, far up north, dude. She's closer to Wisconsin than anything else.
Right.
Lunacy.
Wait, what? Are you gonna get the list?
Do you have any samples?
Yeah, are you getting the list or no?
Oh, I can. Yeah, let me see if I can
that's
find
what
it.
we thought you were doing.
This will be our last thing, Ben. Give us the however many things of Chicago items.
Oh, so another thing while I'm looking that up that I was gonna bring up that I love is when people are like, "What are you so, why do you care so much? It's only Gary, Indiana." And then it'll be like the most beautiful pictures of like Switzerland.
Yeah.
It's like, just imagine somebody was like, I'm actually going to go to Gary, Indiana to see these beautiful mountains. And then you get there or like Fort Heights and you're like, no, this isn't
go
good.
away.
It's not where I want it to be.
All right, this is going to take me a long time to find this video. So,
all right, you find it.
Make some conversation amongst yourselves.
Okay. Dallas.
Yo.
Why? I know. Why are you wearing a Braves hat and why is that like checkered?
The worst Braves hat.
I just liked the hat. I saw it in. I think it was.
It's an Alabama hat.
It's definitely not. It is Braves hat. But I saw it either in Foot Locker or Champs, and I was like, "Oh, that's different." And it was fall, and I was like, "I'm gonna get that." Because you can wear it with a plain T-shirt and still be festive,
Festive.
Yeah.
You can also go hunting.
No, that's like I feel like that's an orange hat. I don't think I could do that.
No, they definitely wear flannel because that's what that is. That's a flannel
Yeah, it's
hat.
festive for the fall.
Oh, lumberjack!
Oh. Lumberjack.
I traveled 2,000 miles to give you my food.
Okay. I'm guessing that's a movie.
Jake, I'm guessing it's like masturbating in a time machine.
What?
You know what I heard?
What is happening?
You know what helps a hurt shoulder? If you lick my butthole.
All right.
You like that? Didn't expect it to go that way, did you?
No.
We'll build a series of breathing apparatuses. It won't get us far. It won't get us hours at a time, but maybe minutes.
That's the other guys, right?
That is the other guys.
That is. Aim for the bushes,
partner.
Whatever. I'm never gonna find this video. If I find it later, I'll send it to you guys.
Yeah, the outtakes for the other guys is great.
I could watch bloopers of like Anchorman bloopers or basically any of those, like Will Ferrell blooper reels of any of his movies, and they're always just.
I enjoy
fucking
when his co-stars are laughing, but he just keeps going.
Yeah,
like they'll just edit it out or whatever. Like I'm sure they do, but like I just really enjoy it because it makes me laugh harder when I see them laughing too.
Yeah,
and then he'll finally break character.
Other people are laughing. Yeah,
it's like SNL when someone breaks, it's funny.
It is. Because you just know how ridiculous
I don't know why
it is. It's just, I don't know. It's fun seeing that they...
Because laughter truly is such an infectious thing. Like, you see someone laughing, and then you're like, well, I don't know what he's laughing at, but it's funny as shit. Now I'm laughing, and now we're laughing, and now someone's laughing at me, and then you have, the group. Well, and it's even funnier, like, when people are trying to keep it together. And then losing it even more.
Agreed.
Well, I don't know if you guys, again, it's SNL, but Ryan Gosling has been a host a couple times. Have you guys seen those episodes?
The one with him and Kate McKinnon? Where he gets abducted by aliens? Oh,
yeah, that's one sketch. But anyway, look up Ryan Gosling SNL. He breaks almost every sketch. and Jimmy Kimmel asked him, I believe it was like the week after he hosted, he asked him, how do you break like so often?
Yeah.
And Ryan Gosling very seriously said, I have this problem of like when it's funny, I laugh.
Hard. Weird.
And I thought that was good.
That is good.
Have you ever seen the movie The Nice Guys? With him and Russell Crowe? They play like private detectives in the 70s. Dude, I fucking love that movie. It's my favorite Ryan Gosling. And maybe my favorite Russell Crowe movie. I like it better than Gladiator.
No, you stop
it.
Okay.
No, it's a funny movie. It's a comedy. It's hilarious. Ryan Gosling is at a 10 in that movie.
Right.
Yeah, I'll watch it tonight.
I'll give it a shot. I don't know if I'll be able to
Netflix.
tonight. I got work.
Yeah, Dallas
Whatever,
wants
dude.
sleep.
Suck my ass.
All right. Bring
Okay.
it on down.
All right. You know what, guys? On that note, this has been episode 59. I'm not letting it go any further. This has been episode 59 of the Family Based Pod. My name is
And
Jake.
I am Pussy Galore. That's what it was, guys.
Oh my gosh. This
I
is
thought you meant urine.
it's
The whole
always
time. I
the
thought you meant
end-
like
it's
pee.
always the ending. It's always the ending. You guys, you plan it. I know you plan it.
My name is regular amount of pussy.
Oh my.
It's a real
All right.
name.
We're getting out of here very fast. All right, see
Spelled
you guys
Jake.
next week. Follow, subscribe, all that. I am muting them. And hold on, give me. Oh gosh, whatever. I'm leaving.
Bye.
See you guys. Bye.
Hey, I'm Eden. Thanks for watching this episode of my dad's podcast. Check out the links in the description to follow the podcast on TikTok, Instagram, and the other social media. Make sure you like and subscribe and hit the bell to let you know when there's a new episode. Thanks for watching or listening. Bye.